All right, good morning. This is Mark Cashman speaking, and I'm joined today by Emma Dong and Mark Mraz from the engineering team, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, this is Emma. I'm a program manager working on Office 365 Video.
And I'm Mark Mraz. I'm also a program manager working on the SharePoint team and Office 365 Video.
So we're excited today to share with you just some scenarios, both from a user perspective and an admin perspective, and we'll walk you through a number of just simple tasks and certainly walking through the entire user interface of Office 365 Video. We'll start off with some level setting in terms of what Office 365 Video is and how it functions, and really how Emma and Mark and team have built it. And then walk you through the scenarios from a demo perspective, show you a whole bunch of stuff within the hour. And then we've got about 15 minutes at the end to really walk through some of the innovation that's coming. We've got a lot of screenshots and a little sneak peek at some of the things that are not yet in production, but ready to show, to at least show intent. So I'm really excited to share that with you. The session's also being recorded, so certainly if you can't stay the whole time, we'll make sure to post this as soon as we can, and we'll get started. If you have any questions, you can ask them certainly here if you're on the Skype side of things, in the Skype client, and you can type it into the IM window. If one of us is not speaking, we'll certainly be managing and monitoring the questions. And at any time, either during the webcast or really at any time, in any part of the day, you can always reach us either through the main SharePoint Twitter handle, or you can direct message or reach out to us. We're not too hard to find on Twitter, but we also set up a hashtag O365video. If you want to post something, and we'll be monitoring that certainly today, but really seeing that at any time. And then for something that's more of a deeper question, we encourage you to go into the external Yammer network that we have, and if you follow this link that you see here at the bottom, this aka.ms Yammer link, that will take you directly into our Yammer group on the Office 365 network, and it's a great place to ask your questions. Mark and Emma do a really nice job with really any question that you have. I certainly join in as well. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. But for now, I think we'll move on and really start to share a whole bunch of how you can start using Office 365 today. The first thing, which is really just that if you didn't know what Office 365 Video was, the first thing is it's a part of Office 365. You'll see when we start to demo how you get there. It's really a tier 1 tile if you're used to the app launcher to get right into video. It's your large enterprise streaming video service for your whole enterprise, and it really scales to whatever size business you have. But it really is that initial portal destination where you can go and find videos. But I hope what you see is that the videos aren't just accessible through the portal. You can put them onto a team site, you can post them into your blog post, internal blog post, and certainly you can consume it from a mobile device. So we really want to make sure that those videos are accessible, easy to upload. We do all the back-end work to make sure that they get encoded and the playback is good. But then from a consumption perspective, you as the viewer, or your viewers if you're creating and uploading content, should have no problem getting to the location to watch the videos and access them and even leverage them, and then start to do things like sharing actions either through email or Yammer. And so for us, it's very important that it's an integrated experience across your whole productivity experience. So if you're in email, if you're in Yammer, if you're going and navigating SharePoint sites, or you're on a project site and you want to enhance it and put a video there that's key to the project, you should be able to do that and easily share it and have others have that same easy experience. But for the back end, where we're doing a lot of the encoding, a lot of the storage, and all the playback, it is all encrypted both in transit and at rest. And that's even in the playback through the viewer, whether that's our native iPhone app or through the web browser. Everything is encrypted and secure. And certainly it's based on the same SharePoint permissions model. So we have simplified the way that you can apply permissions per channel, per video, or per channel, or at the broader home portal, and Emma will show you a lot of that admin side of things. But we want to make sure that you understand that this is an enterprise-grade solution, both in how you can configure it, how you can control and manage it from a governance perspective, but then when people start to leverage the content and use it, that it is secure in all ways, not just in the ease of use, but it's also backed by the ease of use. But the question real quickly, we're not screen sharing yet, we're just showing slides. But when we do start to screen share, we'll make sure that we'll double check to make sure that it's visible. So a little bit about the solution. This is, your 100 level architecture view, and it really hopefully showcases that we've got a lot of components that we've brought together to give you the enhanced experience, not just within the portal itself, but in how you can share and then experience the videos. But kind of going from top left, and I'll go in a counterclockwise motion just to walk you through here real quickly. But if I, as an uploader, am uploading through the Office 365 video user interface, which effectively is uploading through SharePoint on the back end, we're first going to initially store both that original file, and then as we start to gather other information like title, description, or what we'll describe here as metadata, that will all get stored in SharePoint Online, both for storage, for governance from a permissions perspective, but also from an experience perspective in the pages and whatnot that load. As we start to pass over that original version to be transcoded by Azure Media Services, that's something that's attached on the back end, but it's embedded in the overall experience. And for those that might care, it's also embedded in the cost of Office 365, this cost of Azure Media Services consumption. So we transcode into a number of different versions and then eventually pass that back into SharePoint. When you click play, whether it's through the web or through the iPhone app, it's going to first ask you what device are you on and what is your bandwidth availability. And then we will serve you up either through CDN or if you're close already to where that home service is. As a viewer, you'll then view the best, highest quality with the least amount of buffering through either mobile device or on a PC or Mac. But we're browser agnostic, we're full HTML5, and we're also built on responsive design, and we'll show you that a little bit in the demo. But we also get a nice thumbnail, and that comes back into SharePoint so that anywhere you view this video, whether it's embedded on a home page, whether it's served up through Delve as an activity card of interest, that thumbnail will travel with it and be something that represents the video. But certainly, like I said, everywhere we see the lock item really is just to overemphasize that everything that we do, whether we're pushing the file back and forth or where it's at rest or during playback, it's all secure. But then simple gestures like sharing and posting out to Yammer are in line, and I'll show you that. But also that we feed the Office Graph. And if you're not familiar with the Office Graph is really the smarts behind what powers Delve. And Delve is, again, another experience in Office 365 that combines a number of different services. Primarily, it up-levels what search is going to showcase as available content that if you go looking for things, but it really takes a spin on this area of discovery. So that if in Delve what I'm seeing is not just content because I went and looked for something, but I'm actually going to see what is that activity feed of people that I often work with, or because I'm working with certain pieces of content, it's going to inform the Office Graph that Mark is interested in Project X or Mark is interested in this certain industry. And then when I go to Discover, it's going to show me here's what other people are working on that either are very close to you because you've been working with them a lot, you've been emailing them, you've had meetings with them. Anyway, I think you get the sense. When I show you in Delve, you'll see that for video, we have a specific video card, and certainly that video content flows into the Delve activity feed, which is important when you start to leverage Delve, that video be a part of that. So if you take this as the overall architecture view of how we wire it together, I hope that you see when we show you a little bit more in demo that it really is more of an integrated experience and it's not just a siloed portal. I hope that comes across. Last slide here, which is really something that we put out just a couple of weeks ago, just to emphasize some of the common scenarios and how we support going beyond the portal. And again, if we demo and showcase this session right, you'll see every aspect here. But we talked about Azure Media Services being a key player in terms of having that really rock solid back end to deliver a really nice playback experience, but of course that uplifting of encoding. Sharing via email, very simple. Sharing a link directly from a player page. Posting to Yammer is that inline post to Yammer where you really can add to a threaded conversation. It'll provide a link back to the video file, and it's a very easy way to share and have a discussion around that video. But certainly we play into enterprise search. It's not just about what happens in Yammer or what happens in Delve. Videos certainly are serviced through the enterprise search. So if you're on a team site, if you're in OneDrive for Business, or you're actually in the Enterprise Search Center, which is a part of SharePoint Online, you will find videos if you go looking, not just for videos, but they will bubble up there in search results. We already talked about discovering in Delve. You will see that. and then the concept of being able to embed this. I'll show you two examples of what we mean to be able to embed throughout your intranet. So I hope this graphic just sort of overplays that, of course, there's a lot of experiences and a lot of ways that Mark and Emma and the team are really taking a ton of feedback in terms of how people want video integrated into the overall service and solution, but also taking that as a guide in terms of where you'd like to see us go next. So off of this, before we jump into demo, my last pitch here is if you've got a feature request, if you've got something that isn't working quite right or is something that you just would love to see, our user voice page is very active, and we can point to that here in the instant message window. And I guarantee you that the team and I and a lot more people than are on this call are really looking at that as a guide. And we hope that we surprise and delight you with some things that maybe we will come out with that maybe you didn't think about. So with that, I'm going to jump over and jump into showing some demo. Then I'll hand it over to Emma to walk through more of the admin side of things. And as I'm loading up here, I just want to make sure to double check to make sure that everybody actually can see my desktop. And I'll get a little feedback in IM that A, you can still hear me, and B, that you're able to see my presentation machine. Right now, it'll look like I'm presenting Skype. And I'm only doing that so I can see anybody having issues in the IM window. And then I'll minimize and we'll start showing. So very meta. You can see it. I'm way back here. See me way back there? Anyway, so what you should be seeing here, and certainly Emma or Mark, please jump on verbally if for whatever reason screen sharing stops or you can't see it. But I'll make some assumptions that we're able to see. And what you're seeing here is the home page for Office 365 Video. And just for clarity, how I got here, this is the app launcher. I am in a demo tenant, but certainly a demo tenant in production. So if you have Office 365 Video or you go and trial Office 365, at some point in your usage, you'll be able to leverage Office 365 Video, and how I got there is I clicked this home, this video tile that takes me to the home page. And the basic walkthrough for the UI is, we've got the top that's managed by probably a internal marketing lead or somebody who owns and manages this from the IT department, and they can control what you see up here. This is the spotlight content, so they can change that at any time, and Emma will walk us through what it looks like to add and adjust the spotlight video content. And then down here you get 4 video channels, one that we provide for you, which is trending, which effectively looks at what are the most popular videos over the last 14 days, and it updates it about every 24 hours so that there is no stale content over a long period of time. This is always being refreshed and looking for the most active content, and really at some point we want to manage this so that it's what is trending around you. And this is one area where we'll look to leverage that Office Graph relevancy to make this a more personalized experience. Down below you see that you can pin different channels, and again Emma will show how to do that. But really this is ability for somebody who's managing this page to be able to customize it and highlight content or highlight channels that are of most interest to either the business or just something that they want to get the most eyeballs on. But if I go into a specific channel, you'll see again, if I were a channel owner, I could then choose on this channel to spotlight certain pieces of content and then see what's trending specifically to this video channel, and then have a couple of different pivots to see either all videos, or if I'm a contributor, I'd be able to see the pivot of my video files. So if I go into one specific video, I'll choose this one, the Next Year Vision. I'm going to pause here for a second and just showcase a few of the integration points that I mentioned on the architecture slide, and just to showcase what's happening here. So this video that you see is playing back from Azure Media Services, and it's giving us effectively all of these different versions, but detecting initially from an automatic way what's my device and how good is my connection. If I wanted to change that manually, I could. Certainly you'll have the ability to adjust volume and go full screen, and as you start to see what we have on the roadmap, you'll start to see how we'll begin to enhance this player going forward. But I've also got basic metadata, so here is title description. If I'm the owner, which in this case I am, I can change the title right here in line. And then I can also change and add a description. And again, with the roadmap information we'll share today, you'll see some of the upcoming metadata enhancements that we're bringing from a people perspective. But some of the integration points, this you might also like, is coming from the Office graph to say we know who you work with and we know what content you've been viewing or what you might want to view next based on that behavior. And so don't think of this as weird big brother looking over your shoulder. This is your experience. There's nobody that's tracking or managing or pushing this proactively. It's just the value of the Office graph to give you a more relevant experience on a page like this, and hope you see where we use the Office graph in other portals and other sites in the future, how that enhances that relevancy and the overall value of personalizing your experience in Office 365. But again, if I own the video, I can delete it. I'm going to show you what it looks like to embed this video. So one of the first things that you can do, if you whether you own the video or not, everybody will have access to be able to embed the video. So what I did is I clicked the embed button, grabbed the embed code, and I'm going to go over to just a very generic team site. This could be a high-end portal that's been designed even using JavaScript to drop in this HTML. But for the effect of wanting to embed it very easily, I'm just going to go into edit mode on this team site. And at the top here, I'm going to click Insert. I'm going to click the Embed Code, which you can do with video. You can also do it with an Office Online piece of content. So I could embed a PowerPoint, a Word document, Excel file. And it's effectively using that same SharePoint web part. And when I insert this and then click Save to get out of edit mode, you'll see that now I have this video file, which originally was uploaded through Office 365 Video within the portal UI. And of course it goes through the back end, gets encoded, and now it's available for playback. And now I've just used the embed code so that now I can play back this video here on the team site in line and in context with all the other information that is about this project. And so you can do that across a number of different team sites. And the other example I'll show you here is what does it look like to embed a video through a blog post. So I've got a blog post already created here, and this is the scenario where maybe I went on a trip and I wanted to create a trip report from the road, and I just mocked up one here where I've got an image that I took with my phone out the window. If you've traveled, we all love these shots. This is my trip to China in Q3, and I just wrote in some real basic thoughts. But as you scroll down here, I have that ability to embed a video just like I did, where I'm grabbing the information from the video portal and putting it here in line in the blog post. One little delta as far as how it's done today is if I go in and I'm going to just edit this and add an additional video file. When I go into edit mode, you'll see that I have this ability to add a video to this blog post, or if I was starting a new blog post, I could certainly do that. So I'm going to go up here and grab that same video file that we were looking at. And the today way to do this in a blog is I grab the URL and I paste it in, and then when I click OK, you'll see that it posts similar to how we embedded on a team site. Now a new video or a second video, I can add a caption, I can add context around this, and then if you notice, this is automatically being saved. So this choice that I made to put the video here is already saved. All I need to do is click Published, and this existing blog post is now updated. If I was creating a new one, it's now been published. And this is where we start to think about responsive design, and I'll minimize a few things on the back just so it's a little less busy. But as I navigate and move this down to maybe something of a smaller size on a 4-inch device, you'll see we adjust the icons in a responsive way. The the image at the top obviously adjusts. And as I scroll down here, you'll see that the video images also got smaller, but I can still play them in line. And I could do this whether I was on an Android phone, I was on an iPad, or if I was on a Surface. Certainly if I'm on a Mac or a PC, I'll have a good experience. And as you see, if I go up to something more of a tablet size, I get a little more information on the buttons, and eventually the sizes of everything gets a little bit bigger. So that's if I wanted to post it to a blog. So the other thing is if I start to navigate an experience within Delve, this is the Delve interface. And I'm going to first show you just what a video card looks like, but I'll then back up and just explain a little bit about Delve so you get a sense of why or how a video came into this interface. But what you see here on the top left is a video card. So each item that comes into the Delve activity feed, or like here, where I've saved it and actually created a board of relevant information and collected it together, this is the video card. And really with any card, you get the sense that when this video card, or when this element was added, you also get a sense of where it's coming from. So this is coming from the marketing channel. It's 20-second video, and people have already tagged it with a few meta tags that we call boards, that actually makes it show up in this board within the Delve interface. And there's going to be a lot more leveraging of these meta tags or just tags in the future, but certainly right now the experience is within Delve. So if a piece of content's been tagged with Contoso, like it is in this board, you'll see that I've got a video right alongside a Word document, a PowerPoint, and other elements from really across Office 365. So this is one way to bring a lot of content together and then easily share it. And we really want to showcase that if it's a video file, certainly that's part of the experience. So if I go in, click into this video from the Delve interface, it's going to take me directly to that video file, which will load and automatically play. And then from here, if I wanted to, I could even further share it, either via email, or I could share it out to Yammer, and I'll show you that next. So it's going to load up here. It's going to then do that same detecting of what's my device, what's my bandwidth, and then start to play back as best an experience as it can. And just to be fully transparent, through Skype, probably your interface here, the video won't play smoothly. That's not an issue with the video portal. That's just a way when we're sharing a screen sharing. Oftentimes video is a little bit choppy. But I can assure you what I'm viewing here on my side is an optimized playback experience. So if I go up to here to click share, it's going to then prompt me to want to share via email. And you see here we grab the title, we grab the direct link to it, and it's also going to let me know who it's being shared, where it's being sent from. And then I can add whomever I want here, and I can reach out and send something to Juliana. I can send something to Mark, and then when they get it, they'll be able to click into the video file. Obviously, I can add any elements to the text. This is pretty straightforward. What's even a real nice inline experience if I want to post over to Yammer. So what this is going to do is it's going to actually bring up my Yammer instance here, and I can then start to talk about this video and say, and I can choose the group that I want. I can choose it to all company, or I can post it to the marketing group, and I could even post it to individuals. And then when I post this down, it's going to add it to the overall thread on this video, which might have a couple threads across a couple different groups. And when I am in either the Yammer interface or I'm on Yammer mobile, or of course if I'm here in line, I can see the discussion in line, or from the Yammer group I can see it and then click into and then come and watch the video and then continue the conversation from there. So we have a really nice way to have a combined integrated experience across a number of different elements. And you see here I'm in the user interface of Office 365. A lot of my intelligence behind what I might be wanting to do next or what I might want to discover is being powered by the Office Graph. And then certainly a ways to be able to share this through a team site, to share it through email and post to Yammer. The last thing that I'll say is obviously if you are a channel owner or wanting to create a channel, our really handoff here now to Emma is it's also very easy to create a channel. So you don't always have to be the main owner of the portal. If you're enabled to create a channel, you really can own and manage at the channel level a lot of great content. So you may not be the main owner, but you could request or have a channel created for you. And I still think that's a little bit closer to an end user action where I have content, I want to promote it and put it throughout my intranet and throughout my company to showcase my product, to showcase my regional training information. So really at the last end user scenario that I was really wanting to focus on, but I'll hand it over to Emma to show you, is really that ownership and creation of a channel where more than just one video and the activity around the video is a collection of videos, how you can own it, manage who can view it, and then of course have that be an open discussion or a closed discussion based on how you do or don't want to use different parts of Office 365 within Office 365 video. So I'll hand it over to Emma to continue the demo to really then dive into how does an admin leverage and manage the environment and further refine and control how they want to leverage Office 365 video. So Emma, I'm stopping presenting and handing over to you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. I'm trying to present my desktop.
While that's getting pulled up, maybe we can answer a couple of questions if anyone had questions during what Mark was talking about. Ralph here says talk about costs. The way that Office 365 Video works is that it is included in the E-Enterprise licenses and the academic licenses. So that's E1 through E5 and A1 through A5. So if you have, if your users have those licenses, then they automatically will see the video tile in the suite nav up at the top. So that's how to get into the video portal. If you have just a handful of E licenses or A licenses in your organization, those users can still upload video, and they can take embed codes and embed them into other SharePoint sites. And so we allow anyone who has access to SharePoint by itself to be able to view videos that are embedded in other places.
Do we have any other questions that folks want to ask at this time? Or we can come back to questions after all the presentation is done. Okay, so I will move on with admin experiences and scenarios. So as Mark said, a lot of things on the home page can be actually customized for the audience within your tenant. So all the management of this video portal coming with our out-of-box permission models, which is really simple to understand. So the permission model, the permission management comes with 2 levels in this video portal. One level is at the portal level, where you can control who can manage this homepage, who can have permission to create channels. And the second level, as Mark just said, is at the channel level, where you can have channel level permissions to control who can manage the channel, who can upload videos to the channel, and who can view the contents in the channel. So let me start with the portal level permission. So when we come into the portal, here we have a portal setting page. If you are the overall admin of this portal, you can see this link. So when it gets to the portal admin, you can see we have 2 permission groups here. One is video admins. By default, it will be your company admin, who can actually manage the homepage and change permission through this UI. And the second group is channel admins, who can create channels. So by default, we actually open it to everyone in your tenant except external users, just to make sure that everyone gets the access. However, as the company admin, you can come in and take control over it to make it work for your tenant situation. For example, if you want to have fuller control and only open channel creation permission to certain people, you can certainly do so by X out this option and add certain people or certain security group here. So right now, I'm logging as Mark Cashman in this tenant, who I'm actually a company admin. So I can go back. As a tenant admin, I can, let me not go back. I can manage customize the spotlight session for end users. So this is going to show up in the portal homepage. As you can see in the top part, which this is the video spotlight session. And in the bottom part, we offer 3 custom channels that you can pin to the homepage. For example, right now, the 3 pinned channels are executive corner, training, and company meetings. Then I can go in and say, I want to pin help desk instead. You can certainly do so. The other option is to spotlight different videos at the top session to catch your audience attention. So for example, if this particular video is somewhat out of date and you have another newer one or more interesting one you would like to pin at the top, you can click it and then browse through all the available videos throughout the channel. For example, I think this one is super important for my employees to watch them and get their work done. So I can click it and click OK. You can see this video will replace the original one and be spotlighted at the home page. So if we save here and go back to the home page and see what happened. connection seems to be slow. Okay, so we're saved. So click this back button or this home tab. You will be able to go back to the home page and see the spotlighted videos just show up in the spotlight session, as well as the help desk channel that I just pinned to the home page. So if you, at the portal setting page, if you do have the permission, let me stop going there. If you do have permission to create a new channel, then by going into the channels page where you can see all the existing channels, you can also see a button to say create new channel. So that's the entry point where you can create new channels. So for example, if I want to create a new channel called Contoso Holiday Message. So this channel will include all the videos that my company employees from the globe send about holiday wishes and all that goodness. So I'm going to use purple as my channel color. So the color is the way that we provide to you to provide some kind of identity and branding for the channel. And we're working on adding a logo as well. So after you pick the name and select the color, you can say create. So now we lead you to the prospective forward-looking page for this channel. Once it's created, you'll be looking like exactly like this behind the cover. So creating the channel usually take around 5 to 10 seconds, which is a great improvement comparing to several months ago. See, now the channel is created. So now you own this channel, and then you can do some permission management within the channel. So similarly, you can see a channel setting button at the top of the page. So when you click it, at the general section, you can change the channel name, you can change the channel color, and at the permission tab, you can see Mark Cashman, which is the account that I'm using to create the channel, will be the owner of the video channel. And owner of the video channel can manage videos and then manage the spotlight videos on the channel page and change channel permission settings through this page. At the same time, I can also add people to editor group of this channel so that they can have the permission to add, move, remove or change the videos inside the channel. However, they do not have the permission to delete the channel or change the spotlight, change the look and feel and the name of the channel. Or they couldn't either manage the permission through this UI. So basically all they have is adding, removing, and changing video contents in the channel. The third group we provide is viewer group. So this group of people can view videos, but cannot add, remove contents from the channel. So you can see this is a three-tier permission model that we provided to help you to granularly control the permission of the channel. So at the channel level, similarly, you can also spotlight videos at the top of the channel page. So to demonstrate that, let me go to a channel that actually has videos. So if I go to Executive Corner channel, and similarly, I click this channel setting button. It takes a while because this page is actually an older page that's not within our one-page app. So when I come to the spotlight session, you can see there are 5 videos spotlighted here. Similarly, very similar to the home page, I can also change the spotlight videos through this video picker and save it and change. Thus, I change the look and videos spotlighted in the home page of the channel. So one more new feature that we added to channel setting is the Yammer setting. So originally, we have this Yammer commenting embed system that works only with all company as the default group. So we hear a lot of feedback from customers saying that they would like to have more dedicated group that matching with this particular audience of this channel, so that they can have more focused discussion instead of polluting the all company feed with unrelated discussion. So with that, we added this feature so that as a channel admin, you can go in and decide to either turn the Yammer conversation completely off. For example, if you have if you have a video or you have a channel that you don't want people to discuss via Yammer, you can certainly turn it off, or you can turn it back on with a certain Yammer group feed ID, so that by default the discussion will go to a particular Yammer group instead of the all company group. So for example, Mark here entered a specific Yammer feed ID here. So let me go back to see what's the default Yammer discussion group with this feed ID. So go back to the channel, meaning that we're going back to the one-page app. Sometimes it takes longer than expected. So now we're coming back to the one-page app of the video portal. So if I click this video, I see the Yammer commenting button. After launching it, you can see the default Yammer group becomes the marketing group instead of all company group, because of the Yammer setting that Mark did in the channel setting page. So with that, we hope we can help you to have the more directed and focused Yammer discussion here. So that's basically all I have in terms of permission. For example, if you go to this player page, as the people who own the permission of this, as the editor or owner group of this channel, you can see all the edit permission, all the edit button here to change the video content. For example, I can change the video name. I can also add I will also see the option of delete the channel, delete the video here. So with that, I basically cover all the admin permission experience in the video portal. So we can have some time open for discussion or questions.
Yeah, I think there was a question on there. So one of the questions is from Wes about what's the user experience if they don't have permission to view a channel or video, but it's embedded in a SharePoint site that they do have permissions. So each of our embedded videos has its own permissions checks in place, and so it always respects the source permissions of the video channel. So if you, for instance, had to put a video into a video channel, but and then put it onto a team site and the person didn't have permissions, they would see a little, sorry, this video, you don't have permissions to view this video. I don't remember the exact string, but it'll basically put a little lock icon and say that the video is private. So it'll always respect its source permissions, even if people go and embed it into places that have differing permissions. Is there any other questions on permissions or kind of the admin sort of stuff? It's like Wes is typing. The storage quota, it is using your SharePoint Online site quota. So every channel, when we make a channel, is actually a site collection behind the scenes. So each of the original videos that are uploaded contribute towards and decrease your storage quota for your tenant. We don't charge for the transcoded copies that are sitting in Azure. You only pay for, and it only consumes the storage quota of your originally uploaded video.
Yeah, and a real quick thing that I would add there, on the roadmap that supports both SharePoint Online and Office 365 video, is that we will be providing more default storage for usage within team sites and channels, so that the overall calculation really is still the same formula. You today get 10 gigabytes plus a half a gig per each user, and we'll be providing, we hope by end of year, but it may be taking effect early next year, instead of a 10 gig default base, a terabyte of storage, which then can be leveraged as pooled storage across SharePoint Online, Office 365 Video, and other locations. So our intent is that you have enough storage, and of course there's always the ability to buy additional storage that can be added to the pool.
So another question was about people outside of Office 365 being able to see the videos. Today, SharePoint Online does support external sharing. However, the Office 365 video portal does not support external sharing. So the only people that can see videos are people that are authenticated and users within your Office 365 tenant. We are looking at, over the course of the next 6 months to a year, looking at starting to support external sharing, but we don't have that in place today. What the question is, does individual permissions on videos hinder the performance in future if the size increases? I'm not quite sure what that question is, if you want to restate it, unless Mark, if you understand.
Yeah, I feel like it might be that if there is a permission that's based on a group, and the group, a number of people who are accessing the video files increases, that certainly wouldn't affect performance. It's really what the service is optimized to do, is to be able to service any number of people. If there is, if permissions change on the video, really it's more of who can view it is what you're determining, not the limit of how many people can view it. But if you have a follow-up to be able to clarify if we're not answering it, please do that.
Yeah, all of our videos are backed by Azure CDN, so we are geo-replicating the encrypted copy of the video to the CDNs based on demand. So it'll bring the video closer to where the user is. So if you have lots of people watching it, Azure Media Services will be able to scale and have many people watching the video at one time. Another question was on bulk user access. The way that it works is that you can put in individual users into the permissions, or you can put in AD security groups, just like how you can set permissions for SharePoint Online sites and documents with AD security groups. So that way you can have a big group that includes lots of people in your organization.
And Mark, I think it's important here too, from an end user perspective, if you're leveraging Office 365 groups, which effectively creates a group in Active Directory, that you'd be able to leverage that group name as an AD object that you apply as within those set of permissions that Emma showed, so that you could own and manage a group and then leverage that group to be able to consume or dictate the experience that people have at the portal level, or probably more appropriately at a channel level. Maybe a channel is created for the group.
Yeah, that's not quite true today. The Office 365 groups aren't supported in the video portal. There was some work that a team in SharePoint needed to do to enable groups to fully work with search, since a lot of our pages are search-based. So that will be true in the future when they finish that search project and we undo the block. But right now we have a block on permissions that don't allow you to add the new Office 365 groups as permission users in our permissions level. But that will be true in the future.
Okay. At least we're on the upcoming innovation slide.
The other question was switching off Yammer at the portal level instead of per channel. We don't have a way to switch it off for the entire portal. Today we respect the switch that is in SharePoint Tenant Admin. So if you switch, there's a switch in SharePoint Tenant Admin that says either use yammer.com or use Newsfeed. If you flip that off to say use Newsfeed, then we will not show Yammer in our UI in Office 365 Video.
Yeah, and Mark, I'm going to take the last slide, the last question, and then just from a timing perspective, we'll move into the next segment that Mark will cover everything that we've got coming up in the next 3 to 6 months. And I'll just explain a little bit on where we post this and some of the expectations when you go to roadmap.office.com. But the last question just was from Ralph about, will SharePoint on-prem get a feature like this in 2016? And just to be aware of what we did ship, and actually is already a part of the SharePoint 2016 experience that you could try in beta, is a hybrid connection to Office 365 Video. So to be clear, Office 365 Video will not be in the SharePoint 2016 install. But what is available is that you can make a connection, same as you can today with OneDrive for Business or Yammer, is to then leverage the service from Office 365, but from an end user experience in your app launcher that you get in 2016 is to be able to then navigate to Office 365 Video. So I think we get your question, and hopefully that hybrid is a really good answer in terms of you don't have to set up and configure or manage Office 365 Video, but your end users can get there seamlessly even from an on-prem site.
All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about stuff that we're working on developing right now. A bunch of this stuff is either half, 3/4 done, or we're going to start on it very soon. I'm going to go through what's in the slides to kind of get through that, and then if we have time at the end, then I'll kind of jump into one of our test environments and actually try to show you some live code that is some of these features before they actually are ready to ship, just so you can kind of see it going. So one of the things that we're working on right now is the ability to add basic analytics to videos. We know that having analytics and information about what's happening and who's viewing the video and how many views and visitors is really important. And so our first basic set of analytics that we'll have available is going to be right below the video player page. So the screenshot shows that a video player page. We're going to have a new section called statistics. And in that statistics section, we're going to have two main graphs. The top graph is going to be a trend of views and visitors over time. So you'll be able to see for the last 2 weeks, a day by day, how many views and visitors came and looked at this video. And then we'll also have a monthly pivot that'll show you for the last 36 months what the trend of views and visitors over month by month is. The data that we're collecting is going to be at about 24 hours delayed, so similar to some other solutions out there. It's aggregated every 24 hours. And the views itself, when you see unique visitors, that's going to be unique per day. So that'll give you a really good trend of, is this video still being watched, how often is it being watched, and what is the interaction with people watching this individual video over time. The bottom graph is what we're calling viewer engagement throughout the video. So basically what we're going to do is we're instrumenting the video player, and every time you kind of hit a bucket chunk of the video, so we're going to do 10% chunks of the video. So if you watch the video between the 0 and 9%, we'll send a signal for that. You watch it between 10 and 19%, we'll send a signal for that. So that'll allow you then to see what the views look like across the whole video. Are people actually watching the entire video all the way through? Are they just kind of watching the graph that we have on the screen there has them watching kind of the beginning, maybe skipping somewhere to the middle, and then not watching the end? So it's a really good way for you to start tailoring your videos to include content in it that you really want to get out that is important, and so you make sure that it is shown in the parts of the video that people are watching. And so we believe this is going to be a really good new feature when we enable it, that's going to give you kind of really good basic analytics on your video itself. So the next feature that we're working on is choose your own thumbnails. Today what we do is we automatically choose a thumbnail for you. We try to do a little bit of smart things. We take a handful of thumbnails throughout the video, and then we make sure that we throw away the white screen and the black screen so that you don't get a thumbnail that is just blank. That's what we do today, but when this feature releases in another month or so, we will have the ability for you to pick one of those automatic thumbnails. We're going to generate 5 for you automatically, or you'll have the ability to upload your own image. So you can, take any screenshot from the video, or you can have something that's not in the video at all and upload that image as the thumbnail for the video as well. Sorry, I skipped ahead a couple here. So the next one is subtitle files. So we know that for accessibility reasons, having subtitles and captions on videos is really important. So what we're doing is we're enabling it so that you can upload your own subtitle or caption files that are in the WebVTT format and associate them with the video. So you'll have to generate your own caption file, subtitle file, and then you can upload it and associate it with the video. And you can then pick different languages. So you could actually translate those yourself and say have a Spanish language one, a Russian language one, and an English one, and then allow the user to be able to pick right when they're watching the video what closed caption and subtitles they want to see. The other piece that we're going to do as part of this work is we're going to index these subtitle files and attribute them back to the video. So that way, if you're using enterprise search or you're using search within the video portal, you'll be able to find what's being said in the video if you associate a subtitle file. So we think that'll be a really great way to have finding the videos be much easier, not only just what's in the title and description of the video, metadata, but what's actually being said in the video in the subtitles. The other, another cool feature that we're working on right now is improving the upload experience. Today, when you want to upload a video into the Office 365 video portal, you have to go to a channel that you have upload rights to, and then you can see the upload button to then be able to drag videos in. We also don't, it's very bare bones upload experience. You can't do anything with the metadata. You can't see a progress bar. So we're fixing that and actually making it be responsive and work on mobile. So what's going to happen is there's going to be an upload button from the homepage of the video portal and from any page. You click that upload button, and then you'll be able to pick from a list of channels that you have upload rights to. And so then you can pick a channel, and then you can drag and drop or upload your files. As you're uploading the files, we're going to give you a nice progress bar so you can actually see these large files, how long they're taking and how much they have done. And then you can even edit the title and description of the video while you're sitting there waiting for it to upload. So we think this will be a really good win. We've seen a lot of feedback on users not knowing where to upload videos and that sort of thing. And so when this feature gets rolled out, it'll be a lot easier to discover for your users how to upload videos into the video portal, because there'll be a big upload button on every page. The next feature we're working on is adding more metadata to the video. Today we have title and description for the video. What we want to add is a little bit more information about people. So we're going to show you automatically right under the video who uploaded the video always, and that's going to stay the same. But then we'll actually add a kind of a people field over here where you'll be able to see people associated with the video, and so you can add any number of users into that field, and you can use that as how you want, whether they're in the video or they're the people that you should contact to get more information about what's being said in the video. And then it'll also attribute that back into search. So if you search for a specific person, you'll be able to find the videos that they have been related to on our portal. Another little feature that we're working on is being able to add a download link under the videos. Today, you upload your original video and then we transcode it for streaming, but there's not a really easy way to get the video back out. If you navigate to the backend site collection, you'll be able to find it and download the video from there. But we wanted to give people a really easy way to be able to download those original videos for if they need to re-edit it, or if someone wants to take it offline and go without where there isn't internet access. But at the same token, we knew that some users will want their channel to say, yes, it's okay that people see a download link, and other channel owners are going to want to say that they don't want that download link. So we're going to give you a setting at the channel level as well, where you can pick whether owners and editors can see that link, or everyone who can see the channel can also see that download link. And when you click the download link, it is just going to simply download the original video file to your computer. Another feature that we're working on right now that is in its process of rolling out, so we just completed this and it's in its way deploying out to production. It's server changes, so it'll take a little bit longer, is we wanted to make that flow of being able to insert a video from the video portal into a SharePoint page much, much easier. And so what we did is we implemented right from when you're editing a page in SharePoint, if you click the insert insert ribbon tab, now next in the media tab, you can see an Office 365 video button. You click that button, it's going to pop up a very similar picker that you have when you're spotlighting videos. And so you can search for videos within your Office 365 video portal, or you can navigate to ones that are on there, and you just select that video. And when you select it, it's going to grab the embed code and insert that right into your SharePoint page. So you don't have to go necessarily to the Office 365 video portal, grab an embed code and insert it. This will give a really nice, simple video picker flow to be able to insert content from the video portal into a SharePoint site. Another little feature that was quite requested by folks on User Voice and in the Yammer group was being able to recover videos after they're deleted. So right now, today, without this feature, when you delete a video, you'd have to navigate to the backend site collection, find the recycle bin, and then be able to restore that. So with this feature, what we're doing is we're adding a recycle bin button right on the channel page for you to be able to recover videos if you've accidentally deleted them. If you're tenant admin, you'll be able to see videos across all the videos that were deleted. If you're not a tenant admin, you'll only see your own videos that you've deleted, which is the same as how SharePoint Online works today. And so this is the same SharePoint Online recycle bin as well, so the recovery times are up to 90 days. Another really great feature for the kind of tenant admins out there is wanting to be able to see what storage you're using for a video channel. We know that this isn't the final solution and that people really want to see storage quota being used across the entire video portal, but this was a really simple, easy step that we could do kind of as a short-term solution where if you're a channel owner, you go to that general tab, there's going to be a storage metrics link right there. You click on that and you'll be able to see this storage metrics page, and it'll show you the top folder is videos, and you can see in this screenshot we used 2.7 gigabytes in this community channel. So that gives the channel owner and the global tenant admins a way to kind of see how many videos are being consumed and how much storage is consuming inside of your site. The other thing that we're working on, I'm not sure how much it applies to all of you guys, but we're also working on deploying our service into two new services for Office 365, and that's into China data centers and into the US government community cloud data centers. So we're working on getting those fully deployed so that those customers in the government community cloud and within China can actually start using the Office 365 video service. So I don't think there's time for me to jump over and show you demos of those, but are there questions here that we can touch on really quickly? Mark, you were monitoring. Is there a question that...
There was just one question that came up that was very similar to what you just last discussed right before the GCC about the storage per channel. And it was, I think what was highlighted in the roadmap item was the ability to see how much quota is being leveraged. The question was, how can a channel owner manage that quota? And just maybe talk a little bit about the options that they or the SharePoint Online admin would have overall.
Yeah, we need to, so Wes, this is your question. So we need a better story here. What we do have today available is that with the SharePoint Online commandlets from PowerShell, you can access, if you know the site collection URL to the video channel, you can go and change the storage quota for that individual channel. Our video channels aren't shown in the tenant admin, so you can't access them from there, but via the set SPO site you can actually set the quota for an individual channel there. We are working with the infrastructure team to kind of make that story slightly better so that you could list all of your video channel sites from the get SPO site commandlets and then be able to set them. And then longer term, they are looking at ways to improve tenant admin, so it will include more things like the video channels, and it will include things like group site collections and those sorts of things. So then you'll have a way in the future to be able to fully set those. Today the story is not that great, but that's what's available now.
I think those were the main questions. If there's any other questions that you have or something that you feel like we didn't fully address, please put them into the IM window. We'll look to close out so that we keep everybody on time with what they're doing today. But again, if you haven't visited our Yammer group, it's a very active group, a great place to post questions. If you've got a screenshot that looks a little funky, something that we can review and provide feedback on, that's a nice place to do it. You can always reach us via Twitter. Today, obviously, we're managing this hashtag, but all of us are pretty easy to find, and if you've got a broader question, you can always send a question to the @SharePoint handle, and that's something that we monitor certainly closely across all of SharePoint services. So our hope is that you try SharePoint Office 365 Video today. If you have an iPhone, download the iPhone app as well. And again, it's pretty easy to find. If you go to the App Store, type in Office 365 Video, and really just hopefully provide us feedback in what you like. If you've got questions on how-to, certainly we can direct you to all of our how-to content, or take it as feedback that we need to provide more how-to content. And again, the user voice is a very active way to promote what you think is a really great next feature and have that be very driven by the community. But we're at 10 o'clock. We appreciate your time.